So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So as you saw, Jono Carrol outclasses and stops Scott Quigg's corner through in the towel. I think it was the right decision made. He was just beating him to the punch. He was too quick, and Scott Quigg seems past his best. Scott Quigg obviously moved up weight, and the fact that Scott Quigg at the lower weight classes obviously had a puncher's chance here. He was outclassed, outboxed, just looked slower to the punch. Jono Carrol was just beating him to the punch, and I just think he was too sharp, too quick, and Scott Quigg looked a shadow of himself. And I think a lot of the commentators were asking after the seventh round for the fight to be stopped, and I think they were probably right, because Scott Quigg, you could clearly see only one man was going to win the fight. Scott Quigg just didn't look at the races. Like I said, he kept beating him to the punch. And then I think in the 11th round, when they finally threw in the towel, he got caught with a left hand that really wobbled him. And he just looked, he looked like he had been really stunned by that left hand by Carrol. And, I think Joe Gallagher did the right thing by throwing in the towel, because it was only one-way traffic. I think Matthew Macklin, who was commentating, was trying to get their corner's attention, telling them to stop the fight. I think Scott Quigg is obviously a guy with a big heart. He's very brave. And sometimes, as we know, fighters like that, can damage themselves because they want to continue. And that's where the corners have to take control and throw in the towel. Because, like I said, I think there was only one winner in that fight. I don't think Scott Quigg really had a chance, as we saw as the rounds were progressing. And I think, like I said, the fight probably should have been stopped a couple of rounds earlier. But they gave Scott Quigg the benefit of the doubt, being the fighting man he is. But I think eventually in that 11th round, you could see the writing was on the wall, and Carrol was probably going to stop him, or the referee was going to jump in. So they just saved him from further punishment. And I think the right call was made. We saw that in the Wilder Fury fight, where Mark Breland tried to save his fighter to fight another day. I think in Scott Quigg's case, I think there may not be another day, because I think Scott Quigg may call it a day. He just looks slower. The fact that he lost to a guy like Jono Carrol, is a good fighter, very good fighter, and he's going to go on to bigger and better things, I think probably shows that Scott Quigg's not the fighter he was, because most people probably would have picked Scott Quigg to win that fight. And the fact that a lot of the Sky team, all of the Sky team, were picking Jono Carrol to win, shows that they probably feel that Scott Quigg's best days are behind him. He's not the fighter he was, and I think that performance kind of reflected their point from their point of view, because I think Scott Quigg just didn't look. He just didn't look at the races. He just looked slow. Carrol was just too sharp. His movement was too much. Quigg was getting caught too much, and I think that's why people were concerned, because they just thought this guy's taking too much punishment, and he's not really being able to land because the guy's too quick and sharp. What's he doing in there? They probably thought the fight needs to be stopped, but he got the benefit of the doubt, and Carrol, it was a brilliant performance, punch perfect performance of Carrol. He did what he had to do. Forget about the fact that Scott Quigg didn't look himself. He didn't look himself because Carrol was so good. Maybe if Carrol stood there and had a toe-to-toe, it may have been a bit different. The fight may have been different, but he boxed him and boxed brilliantly. And in my opinion, the right man got his hand raised at the end. I think Carrol's now going to move on. We saw Carrol lose against Tevin Farmer. Maybe now Carrol can use this fight and use this win as a springboard to go and actually win at world level. It's not going to be easy, because the 130-pound division has got some great fighters. But, nevertheless, it's a great confidence boost for Jono Carrol. What do you guys make of the fight? What do you think next for both fighters? Leave your thoughts. And, guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.